Hello, hello, and welcome everyone to Radio Fraternité. It's me, your girl, Cindy Jean. I'm here bringing you insights into lot, mind, body, and soul. So today I was like, what am I going to talk about? And what I was thinking was 2 weeks ago, we talked about putting the mask on or taking the mask off. Every day we put a mask on. And how about us really taking that mask off and being the characters that we want to be, being the person that we want to be, that we want to see in the future, not just acting or posing like someone, but truly, truly working on building characteristic traits that are going to benefit you in the future. So today we're going to talk about building that authentic you, building that authentic self. Um, we all know that people are fake. We all are fake. We've all gone through a moment of being fake in our lives, right? So if that's the case, if we've gone through this moment of being fake in our lives and we know that, then we know that other people have gone through moments of being fake in their lives also and could possibly be fake towards us. So when we're thinking about being fake, I think we have to look at within and ask ourselves, what does the truth look like? The truth is not always hunky dory. The truth is not always perfect. What does the truth look like? And for me, the truth always changes because as you grow and as your mindset advances, your truth changes, your beliefs change. As you go forth um, into this world and start experiencing, your ideals are going to change. But there's one thing that really should never change. That's your character. Who you are, whether it's a good day or a bad day. That's your character. And we had spoke briefly on character. And I had told you guys to do a little exercise to work on a characteristic trait that you feel as though you might be weak on, you might be lacking, or you just don't have, period. And to really focus on working on that, whether it is compassion and just showing compassion to people on a daily basis, whether it's respect, whether it's regulating even your tonality and actually working on it and putting in the effort on a daily basis and tracking how it feels until you don't have to track no more, until it becomes natural. That's really being the authentic you. um, I have paid for a coaching class in 2016, a women's business coaching class. And they kept talking about the authentic you, this, that, and then I'm like, what the hell are they talking about, the authentic you? I've always heard fake it till you make it. That's what I always heard, was fake it till you make it. So when someone talks about the authentic you, it made me wonder, what does that really mean? Because at home, I'm one person. In the workplace, I'm another person. Depending on my environment, it really depends on what side of me that you see. And as I started to dig deeper, you know, dig within, I realized that that was not the way to be. That's not the way to really strategize your life, to really live your life, um, depending on the environment. It'll drive you mad. So, so for me, it is. really building those characteristic traits that will stand strong in any environment. That's the best thing to have characteristic traits that are so strong and you're so endowed with them that they stand in any environment, good or bad. It doesn't matter. Your character does not change. There's value in that. There's value in that. I was talking to a friend of mine prior to starting the show this evening, and they said, "What are you going to talk about?" And I said, "Well, it's really been on my mind about this removing the mask. And once you remove the mask, now what's left? You have to find that authentic you. You have to rediscover who you are authentically and build on that, build those characteristic traits, build that person that you want to see, that superhero that you want to wake up in every single day and just be happy being you. When someone's like, "Oh, who could you be?" I would pick me. If I could be anybody in the world, I would pick me because I'm happy being me. And that's what you should wake up being, just ecstatic being you. Bill Gates wakes up happy being Bill Gates. So on and so forth. So how do you build that character that you're going to wake up with and just be happy with? One way of looking at it is this. I have my notes, so I'm looking at my notes so I can stay on track. One way of looking at it is this. Being true to yourself is the only way to live life. 100% true to you. Because at the end of the day, you get up every day to go to work, to pay your bills, to put food on your table, to put clothes on your back. So therefore, why do you have to get up and put a mask on to make other people happy or for other people to feel comfortable? I don't believe in that anymore. I believe that every day you should wake up and be the best you. Be the best you that day, whatever that may be. That you are working on growing as a person, expanding your mind, strengthening your body, that you are overachieving. And it's okay to be an overachiever. One thing that I realized is that the people who are true to themselves, who know where they're going, they find support from the people who believe in them, and they find hate from the people who don't believe in them. So what I say to that is, don't be discouraged. Stay on the path, on the given path. Because the moment you start wandering and doing things that are going to please the environment is when the environment is going to manipulate you. The environment is going to have the upper hand on you. The environment is going to put your life at risk. So trust yourself, be true to yourself. Another example that's a little bit closer to home is that sometimes we find ourselves in a relationship, husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend. Nowadays, 2021, boyfriend and boyfriend, girlfriend and girlfriend, whatever the case may be. Okay? You find yourself in a relationship and you are growing, but the person that you're with is deciding to stay stagnant. And it's like, what do you do with that? You're changing, you're evolving, you want more from life, but you have a partner that's supposed to be going in the same direction as you, that doesn't want more, that's satisfied, that's content, that there's no spark in them to advance for something else. What do you do with that? It goes back to being the authentic you, knowing your character, knowing what is acceptable to you and what's not acceptable to you is going to be an easier decision, to an easier conversation, not even decision, but an easier conversation, because there's not going to be any headbutting, because you know what direction you want to go. You don't depend on somebody else's validation. You're living your truth. So when you build a strong character, you can survive any relationship. I've gone into many places where I've seen people that's been together for 50 years, 20 years, 25, 30, all of those big numbers, and I've just been so honored and so blessed to have had these people in my life that's experienced this type of relationship, because I'm able to see the dynamics and how it is possible that these two people can be together for 25, 50 years. Is because them being together doesn't depend, where they're not in love or infatuated with what that other partner can do for them, but they just love that partner for who that partner is, for that partner's characteristic traits that's unwavering and unchanging. And they support their partner. So this is a two-way street. If you're in a relationship and you see someone else is elevating, but you don't want to elevate, then you should be supporting that elevation. I can't guarantee that that person is always gonna going to respect that, because some people respect a supporting partner, and then some people don't respect a supporting partner. I have a friend of mine that divorced his wife because she wasn't supporting enough. She wasn't growing enough in the places that he wanted her to grow. He's growing his business, he's doing this, he's doing that, going to the governor's ball and this, that, and the third. And she just that wasn't her thing. And that's not something that he wanted. He wanted someone to be by his side at those governor's balls. He wanted someone to be speaking, and she just wasn't that person. So there was no meeting eye to eye and conciliation, because for him, that's what he wanted. It was important for him. And for her, that's not what she wanted. But they were able to communicate that and to realize that early on in the relationship. And then you have couples, like I just met this couple that's been together for over 20 years. And He has his life, she has her life, and they just live underneath the same roof together. Supporting each other's goals and ambitions. So whatever it is that he has going on, she tags along, and whatever it is she has going on, he tags along. And when they're at home together, they're two lovebirds, feeding each other fruits in the mouth, but they live two completely different lives. And they have two completely different personalities. One of them is a people person, the other one doesn't like people. But they're okay with that because they are okay with themselves. They've already validated who they are. And pretty much if you're forced to if you are forced if you feel forced to be in a relationship, I wouldn't say forced, okay? That's not the word that I would use, not forced, okay? Some people feel as though they have that person, and it's like they're waiting for that person to change. Like, man, only if they could be part of the plan. Like, you have a plan and you're moving forward on this plan, and they just have to connect to the plan. They're not going to. Get it out of your head. Your plan is for you and for you alone. Your truth, your walk is for you and for you alone. You can't be waiting for someone else to get with the program for you to get with the program. Because now you're using that as a scapegoat. You're using that as a crutch. And that's where you're going to find our third example in a relationship, when people are wearing the mask, is you're going to see people walking out of your life. When people are not able to manipulate you, or your decisions don't need to be validated by someone else, you'll see those people start walking out of your life. When someone can give their opinion and you'll take the opinion, listen to the opinion, but make your own decisions, those people will walk out of your life. Those people will have a problem with you. Because now you're not behaving according to the environment, you're behaving according to your character. For me, I don't see that's a bad thing. I see that's a good thing. That's a good thing that people will walk out of your life once you start supporting you. Once you start walking into your own life. Once you start seeing the importance of yourself. When you start loving yourself enough to be authentic. I think it's the same way how in the world outside from us, we're always looking for the real authentic Chanel, Gucci, this, that, and third, Louis Vuitton, and we never look for the real authentic us. So I hope I have some people thinking, that's the whole point of insights and to mind, body, and soul. It's to get you thinking, get you on the ground running, to really sit down. 2022 is coming. You know, we're in a different world. Last week, I spoke about briefly how the Haitians in Texas were crossing the border, and what's happening to them, what the American government did to them, and we're just living in a different environment. So you really have to build your character. Because at the end of the day, when the going gets tough, all you have is your character. That's all you have at the end of the day, the person that you are. When the building is on fire, are you the person that's going to push everybody out the way so you can get out first? That's okay with me too. Shoot, just let me allow me to hold on to your coattails so I can get out second and be quicker than me. But hey, it is what it is. So when are you going to decide? When are you going to decide is the question. We're halfway through our show, and the question is, when are you going to decide to be authentic? When are you going to decide to take off the mask that fits every single environment and just put on the real authentic you? Molding that character, that superhero you or that super villain you, and molding that person up to be the best you possible. When are you going to decide that? Yesterday, I was in a board meeting and we have this development hour. And in the development hour, we spoke about potential. Are you working to your fullest potential? And I looked up that word and I was like, what does the word potential really mean? It means that you got something in you that you quite not working on. Okay. So potential is not really a good word. People be like, oh, you have a lot of potential. That's not really good. That means that you got something, but you don't. You're a millionaire, but you're not. For me, that's a diss. That's like, oh, you're still wearing the mask, but if you took the mask off and we would be able to see the real you, oh, wow. It wouldn't just be potential, it would be reality. That's what it would be. So the word potential to me, after yesterday, after really looking it up in the dictionary, I could take a moment to tell you exactly word for word what the word potential means. Having or showing the capacity to become or develop into something in the future. That's the adjective. The noun, latent qualities or abilities that may be developed and lead to future success or usefulness. That doesn't sound good to me. That tells me I got something, but I don't. That's what it says. The possibility to be something, it's not maybe. So it's like just telling somebody, hey, you might look good one day, and you're gonna walk around and be like, oh, thank you. One day I might look good. Today I don't look good, but one day I might look good. That's what that means, potential. So working to my highest potential, Yeah, I don't want to keep working on one day maybe looking good. I want to work on looking good today. That's what I want to do. And that's where we go into that character. That's where we have to really sit down and ask ourselves, are we that character? That mask that we put on, that we're portraying in different environments, are we it? Are we living it on our day-to-day life every single second? Are we breathing it? A lot of people, man, I know I should not say this, but I am. Okay? A lot of people I've encountered, you know, they'll get on the pulpit and say, don't drink, and then be the first one at the liquor store on Saturdays and Fridays on payday, you know, or say, be faithful to your husband, be faithful to your wife, but they got like 3 or 4 girlfriends or boyfriends in the church. Everybody's sleeping with each other. And I know this for a fact. So for me, that's not being authentic. That's not living, breathing what you preach. So I understand we got to fake it until we make it. However, that is the wrong thing to fake, the wrong way to fake. The true way to fake it until you make it is you find some characteristic traits that is appealing to you, that's going to bring value into your life, that's going to bring value into your family's life, your community. If you're an aggressive person that likes to come home and yell all the time, that doesn't bring value into your home. That doesn't bring peace into your home. So you're going to practice being quiet, communicating in a different way, in a different tonality. It could be the same words, but in a different tone. And see how receptive your family is to you. Those are the real life things that we're talking about. I'm not talking about at church, you're the deacon and this and that, but at home, you're the monster because all you're doing is yelling and whipping your whip around. We have to practice what we preach. We have to take off that mask and just be authentic every single day. Just be that authentic us. Building that person that we want. A lot of people sometimes have this thing where it's like, oh, I'm a certain way because of my childhood, or I'm a certain way because of I'm gonna use a more personal experience. I'm a certain way because of a past relationship that I had. Oh, my ex-boyfriend or my ex-husband cheated on me, so now I don't trust men anymore. X, Y, and Z. Okay, I understand. That there's a problem with you. It's not your ex-husband or your boyfriend. The problem is you. You have to check your characteristic traits. There's something in you that's building a pattern on the outside world. A pattern in the decisions that you're making. A pattern in the interactions that you're having, the experiences that you're having in this world. So when you start seeing this pattern, you have one person, they break up with you. You have another person, they break up with you. They just keep breaking up. You keep saying, it's not me, it's not me, it's not me. This person had this problem, or this person cheated. This person was lazy, this person this person that. Stop the brakes and really think about it. And sometimes internalize and analyze yourself and ask yourself the question, what type of character would go into a relationship in the first place with someone that's abusive? Right? What type of character? Someone that's weak, someone that's in need of attention, someone that might have low self-esteem. It could be a slew of things, you know? And you pick those things up and you say, I'm going to take care of those. I'm going to turn those characteristic traits being so easily swept off my feet is because of these characteristic traits. And I keep finding myself in the same predicament. I'm going to get stronger. I'm going to build my strength, my willpower. I'm going to do certain activities to build my willpower. I'm going to be able to identify X, Y, and Z because I'm going to be able to see the pattern. And at the same time, I'm building myself, building these, I want more confidence. So therefore, I might join a speaking club, a public speaking club, to gain more confidence. Where if I hear myself speaking up and I see that people are listening, whenever someone comes and has said something abusive, or I feel that, this is not going in the right direction, I'll be confident enough to say something. Those are the things that I'm talking about. That just by adding or working on certain characteristic traits, that you can change a pattern in your life. You can change your life for the better, just really working on yourself and not looking or blaming the external world for any mishaps or negative experiences that you've experienced. Or for me, I don't ever say that I've experienced something negative. I try to keep that phrase out my mind because every experience is a learning experience. And if you can learn something from it, it's a success. I look at so that's it for me. Make it a learning experience. There's no giving up. That's another show. So I'm not even gonna go left or go around the circles and stuff. I'm gonna stay right where I'm at with being authentic. Okay, with finding the authentic you and being authentic. That's what we're discussing this evening. And I discuss a lot of different stuff. That just a quick recap. We get up usually and we try to satisfy the environment that we're going to. The environment that we're going to is what sets the tone for our character. Where I'm telling you and I'm introducing something different. And I'm saying your character should always be the same, no matter what environment you're put in. Your character should not be, it should be unwavering. Second thing we talked about is eternalizing. Asking those questions and not blaming another party for a bad experience, which I did say there's no such thing as bad experience, but that's the only way I'm going to explain it for right now. Is those experiences that don't leave a good taste in our mouth. How do we define those moments? Are we going to continue to say this person did this to me or this happened to me because of that? Or are we going to say, okay, how did I allow those things to happen to me? How did I allow myself to experience this particular experience? And you work backwards from there. And you're going to see there's certain characteristic traits, there's certain things that are low on the radar that allowed you to experience that experience. And if you no longer want to experience that anymore, you're going to change those things about you. You're going to build a bigger, stronger character, a bolder character, a character that is focused and knows who he or she is. Those are the people, ladies and gentlemen, that are living, truly living an authentic life, truly living their true, authentic self. So I ask you, I implore you to find that true, authentic self, to live it out loud, because the world needs it. The world needs more people like you and me, just being true to ourselves. You know, I tell people all the time, I like to be by myself. I like my quiet time. I'm also a people person. Don't get me wrong. I have the gift to gab. I love to gab. Man, I gab for free. That's how much I like it, because I do it for free. Okay. That's how much I like to talk. I do it till my voice is gone. Okay. That's how much I like to talk. Everybody's like, oh, Cynthia, you have a sexy voice. No, Cynthia does not have a sexy voice. Cynthia talks too much. Okay. That's why her voice sounds like that. So that's me being true to me. And people can pick up on that. I don't change my character. No matter what somebody does, I try to keep my character the same. I might reanalyze it. Don't get me wrong. There's always moments that you have to reanalyze a characteristic trait. We got like 15 minutes left on the show. And this is the bonus round, because I wasn't going to go into this. The reanalyzing your characteristic traits. Okay? I'm a person that I'm always giving. You know, nothing is really nothing to me. I feel as though God has blessed me with a heart and a mindset and abilities that others might not have, and I understand that. And I always try to give what God has blessed me with, you know, and that's just sharing the knowledge. And what I've come to realize is, as you are growing and expanding and reaching out to reach more people, there's more people that sometimes aren't going to be happy with that, because as you're elevating, your group is elevating, and they decide to stay here, they don't want to watch you go up. They don't want to see that. So they come in and they bite at your ankles and bring you down. That's what these people do. And sometimes you have to look at that point of entry of, how did this person have access to me to bring me down? And sometimes it has to do with your character. That you might be too open. You might be too friendly. You might not have enough filters Those words, open and friendly, or words of filtration. When do you get friendly with someone? When do you open up to somebody? This, that, and the third. So the character doesn't change, but the filters, like I told you, this is a bonus round now. The filters around that character has to change because the environment might be toxic. The same way we got COVID in the air, now we got to put a filter over our face to breathe. It's the same way. Some environments are so toxic, you got to put a filter. You are growing and elevating. Your character is excelling. You're reaching for a life of abundance. And there's people around you that aren't there to support you and are truly there just to bring you down. Not because of who you are personally, it's because of who they are. They have taken the choice, they have consciously made the choice to not level up. They consciously made the choice to not level up. So therefore, nobody in the community could know they're not leveling up. They just decide to hold everybody down. It's like a dictatorship. You stand out of line, you get killed. It's the same thing. So you have to be careful for those type of relationships as well. And start applying filters. As you see that you're elevating and you have people around you that don't really want to elevate, and that's okay, because it might not be their time. I was talking to my friend today, and he was reminding me how the dude from McDonald's, Kroc, I think his last name was, didn't hit McDonald's till he was like 60 years old. Okay, so you can elevate at any age. You can elevate at 10 years old. You can elevate at 60 years old. You can elevate at 90 years old. It doesn't matter. Okay? But that moment you start elevating, the people that surround you, you need to put a filter. The moment you decide to start working on that character is the moment you start elevating. Trust and believe. Because the character that you're building, the traits that you are molding within yourself, other people might not like it. You might want to be someone who saves money. And you used to be the big spender, where you used to go out with everybody and say, oh, all drinks on me. So everybody liked going out with you. But now you have a wife and a baby on the way. And when you go out, you only buying you and your wife's drink. Now everybody don't like you no more. You too bougie. Your girl, your wife changed you. This, that. We don't like her for you. They got all types of problems with you and your choices because you now have a different character. So your friends are gonna change too. It's not just putting that filter. That filter protects the bond, protects the relationships, protects where it was at that time. Because without those filters, you're going to see when you start elevating and leveling up to this new character that you're building, you're going to see a lot of haters. That's why you put the filters on the haters first. You put them filters on. I'm putting some stuff together here. I'm going back to school. X, Y, and Z. You're not going to see me no more. Put them filters on. where if you used to go out every single Friday, Saturday to the club, now you're going out twice a month. Then you go out once a month. Then you go out once every 6 months. Then you go out once a year to the club. Because now you into someplace else. You into lounges now. You don't go to a club anymore. You go to a lounge. And you sit there, you listen to nice jazz in the background or the piano's playing and you eating nice cuisine and talking at the, it's different. You've changed. But your relationships can still be impactful. And as long as you have those filters and people will understand. And those people that allow you to grow and support your growth, or people that will always, always, always have your back. They will always have your back because they understand the growth process. They understand you're a person of value and a person of great character. And they're looking to learn from that. They're not just gonna, and these people that are supporting you, remember what I said. They're supporting you as you grow. So guess what? They're holding you up as you grow. So those are the best people to have in your life. Those people that hold you up as you get up there, to help you get up there. Because it's not going to be easy. We have this thing called habits, bad habits, and sometimes they're hard to break. So it's not going to be easy. But having that support, having those people on our team is number one. Is number one. Having those people on our team is number one. And identifying, having the ability to identify those people who are on our team is another one. I already gave you guys a bonus. I'm gonna stop talking because I like to talk. I love to talk. But next week we'll talk about identifying supporters and knowing who our supporters are. That's going to help us in this journey called life. We can't give up on life. You can't just be satisfied with where you're at. You can't. You just can't do it. The seasons change. Trees are always growing. Flowers are always growing. The grass is always growing. The sun comes up every day. So we're in an environment that's always, always moving. How can you stay stagnant in an environment that keeps on moving? What happens to water that doesn't move? It evaporates. It gets rotten and it smells. It's a festing ground for parasites and viruses. You think about that. You're 70% water. Don't be stagnant. Don't be an area for parasites to live. Don't be that person. Always work towards growing yourself, expanding your knowledge, expanding your physical body, expanding your wisdom, your spiritual wisdom. Always consistently working towards something. It has to be a stretch, a pull, a constant turning of the wheel, churning of the wheel. That is called living life. That's what that work-life balance is all about. That's what that mind, body, soul is all about. It's always working on bettering yourself, no matter what that is. No matter what that is. always working on bettering yourself. For me, I love like I love being able to see new things. You know, I've worked with blind people in the past, and I say I want to see as much things as I possibly can, because a lot of these people that were blind once could see, and they were blind because of old age. So all all I'm gonna have is my memories. You know, I already wear glasses. I don't put my glasses on during the show because it was reflecting on all the light and on the screen and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the end of my show. I want you guys to live your most authentic life. I want you guys to live out loud and know that it's okay to live out loud, that it's okay to be you. It's, oh, you know, you don't depend on anybody. You don't need anybody to authenticate you, to tell you that you're okay. You're going to know you're okay because you've built the person that you've always imagined you can be. That's that's it. You've built that character, that superhero that you've always dreamed of, that you've always imagined, that you said, if I was living in the perfect world, I would be this, I would be doing that. Well, start building those characteristic traits and you'll see that perfect world and you'll see yourself on top of the mountain. So that's it for me. It's me, your girl, Just Cindy Jean. Hit me up, email me, send us a like, subscribe, share it with your friends. It's me, your girl, Cindy Jean, on the Radio Fraternité. Every Thursday, we've been talking about changing the time of day, because at night I'm just exhausted. Like I told you, I like to talk, talk, talk. And I don't think it's fair for me to bring you guys the last of my energy, the last drop of my energy. I think you guys deserve more than just the last drop of my energy. So I'm looking for different times during the day, morning hours, to really bring you guys value, really to honestly just bring value on the screen, to help people on their way to work, before work, while they're getting ready, putting on their makeup. And I'm just going to talk live. I'm just going to keep it real, keep it 100, and live my truth. I would love to hear the comments. I would love for you guys to engage, share, like, you know, and show up. Show up. I haven't decided, so I can't tell you when to show up. Besides, next Thursday afternoon at 9 p.m., we'll be coming on live. Once we find a consistent slot, I'll let you guys know about that, and I'll be putting it on my social media and sending it out on WhatsApp. You see, the voice is going already. The voice is going. We're only 53 minutes in, and the voice is going. So I would love to give you more, but I'm figuring not tonight. Okay. So it's me, your girl, Just Cindy Jean, on Radio Fraternité. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for tuning in. You know, it's a pleasure to have you. It's a pleasure to know that even if I'm impacting one life, if one person is listening, I'm doing my job, because that message was meant for that one person, because that one person can go and change other people's lives because they change their character. So that's what I'm here for, changing one life at a time, meeting people on the top of the mountain, because that's where I stay all the time, on top of the mountain. So I'll see you there. Okay. Thank you and good night.